Off my new LEDs that we just got running. Just reset it. It should kick over here and start the sequence. Here we go. 300 LEDs in a row. I need to stretch them out. They're going to go in the ceiling for the room. Red, green. They are very bright. We have the lights on in the room and they're so bright it's blacking out the screen. If you can see the controller, it's just going to do blue. Here's my controller set up right there. That's what's controlling the colors. I have one power supply for the controller and then another power supply coming in here with the capacitor so we don't blow everything up. But the controller is sending signals down one wire telling each LED what color we want using our red, green, and blue variants. 1,300,000 and something different color combinations it has. We're mostly just going to be using white. This is just a quick demo of what they can do, all the different colors that they can handle. And I realize these guys are wrapped up, so the face of the LEDs are up against the back of the LED in front of it. So the light you're seeing coming out of these guys are a fraction of what they can actually put out, what this band can put out. We turned out the lights last night and was lighting up the entire room with it, with only 100 of these out of the 300 turned on, and we were blinking our eyes because it was too bright to look at. So, very cool. The amazing part about this is that, like I said, it's one wire. So there's a computer chip in each one of these LEDs that receives the signal from the main chip and knows what color to make by way of the three numbers it receives. So basically, in the program, I say LED number 10, I want you to be a value of X, 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 where X is 0 to 255, representing red, green, and blue. Okay, that's all on red. So it'd be like 255, 0, 0 is what creates that color. The next one would be a 0, 255, 0 for the green. And then the blue would be a 0, 0, 255. Okay. And then full on white would be 255, 255, 255. But we're using a looping sequence that says, okay, first tell LED 1, then tell LED 2, then tell LED 3, and then tell LED 4. And it makes the program shorter. It just loops through and takes the number that we give it and chases it right down the line. This is called a color wipe. This particular part of the program. This will be a chase where you turn on every other LED. Okay. You do an odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, and then it looks like a chase. Okay, but when they're all stretched out, it'll look like a chase down the hallway. Anyway, there she is. That's what she does. Okay, I'm going to take the power off the LED strip. Yeah, see this? That's how bright they were. It's bright. It's light in here. It had so much light it was blocking out the camera. This is an Arduino. Boarduino, pardon me. Okay, it's got an onboard power regulator right here. I can run anywhere from, I think it's 5 to 16 volts in, and it brings it down to 5 volts for the board. The board runs on 5 volts. Okay. This guy here runs on 5 volts, and it has to be absolutely 5 volts. You go over 5 volts on these and you blow the string. So it's got its own power box, okay, and that's a 10 amp supply. She's not heating up at all, which is good. Okay, but now we're about to buy a Bluetooth module that will allow me to untether it from the computer. This is where I program it from. It doesn't have to be on there to run. It runs by itself. But we're going to get a Bluetooth module where I can actually change the color scheme wirelessly from my laptop. I'll be able to send a signal up there and say, okay, the lights are too bright, or I, want to do disco for 5 minutes or whatever. I don't know why I do that, because that swirling thing makes me want to get sick. But anyway, that's it. That's basically $300 worth of LEDs, parts, pieces. Well, there's some other stuff I ordered. A joystick, a little thumb-sized joystick, and some parts that we're gonna be playing with. But we're getting ready to. It was I think it was $125 for this roll. This particular roll has 60 LEDs per meter. There's another set that has 30 LEDs per meter, and there's a higher set even yet that has 144 LEDs per meter, and I'm afraid that one you could probably weld with. So anyway,